Tonight on NTV.
Tell me you know who I am. It's me, Costanza.
I defeated you, Gabriela Suarez. You are a useless woman.
Lega mulukulu basema ne banyabo nga bulijjo NTV tukuteekateekera ebintu ebyakabi era tukuletedde omukyala omwana muwala Stabu wa Natoro nga atubulira music wa Uganda bwamulabye era nga bwatambulira muzibu kibwe basanze
Tebibeera byangu.
Tonight on NTV.
Street Live in association with Rehab WhatsApp. Feel it within.
Amaina agange bandeta musikwa Freddy nzokuva ebusoga idinde eyo navayo 20 nena boda eno njimazemu emyaka 6 business eno ebizibu ebitebereka naira mu inuma mukwira mu inuma najja nakola accident yaida mukwida natomera nasibibwa nze nkubiriza government efeyo ino okututerawo emirimo nga ife abavuka
Rehab WhatsApp. Feel it within.
And the change of government won't stop a thing. I've run out of fingers counting the number of multinationals setting up here. What about the 3 companies that announced their plans to launch last week? I say they're shopping. Me, I'd be looking to sell.
At what price?
More. Much, much more.
I don't know who you are or how you know these things, but one thing I'm sure of, you're in the wrong job. Here, call me tomorrow at 9 o'clock in the morning. I'd like to hear more from you.
Are you ready for your big break? The East African, understanding the region.
NTV, turning on your world.
Hello and good afternoon. You're welcome once again to NTV at ONE. We bring you the headlines before we kick off the bulletin. A judge at the Constitutional Court says the Speaker of Parliament acted unconstitutionally by refusing to declare the seats of the expelled MPs or NRM lawmakers vacant. And members of the Interreligious Council come up with a culturally sensitive model of combating gender-based violence in the country. Also coming up, Ukraine's president announces a deal with the opposition a day after dozens were killed in clashes. Welcome to NTV at ONE. My name is Malcolm Sime. Now, one of the Constitutional Court judges delivering the ruling on the expelled NRM MPs says the Speaker of Parliament acted unconstitutionally by declaring to declare the seats of the 4 expelled lawmakers vacant. And Justice Richard Butera has ruled that the expulsion of the 4 MPs does hold. The court has adjourned and will resume later on to hear the submissions of the other 4 judges. And the 4 lawmakers were last year expelled by the NRM party for alleged indiscipline. The court has adjourned and will resume to hear the submissions of the other 4 judges.
The advice the Attorney General gave to the Right Honourable Speaker of Parliament was an exercise of his constitutional powers under Article 119 of the Constitution. The Attorney General, as the principal advisor to government, is competent to advise the government before and after suits are filed in courts of law. The power of the Attorney General to advise government on legal matters under Article 119 of the Constitution is not limited to any specific areas or time. The advice would not interfere with or in any way take away the powers of the Constitutional Court guaranteed by Article 137. We therefore answer issue number 13 in the negative.
The case in court is still going on, so NTV will be giving updates on that adjournment. Now, the Interreligious Council has launched a pilot model for culture and religious sensitive counselling. The model is aimed at curbing gender-based violence.
Counselling model by the Interreligious Council, spearheaded by the Archdiocese of Kampala, is cultural and religious sensitive. It is aimed at curbing gender-based violence.
Amidst all challenges posed by the domestic violence, the Church will remain firm to defend and protect the family.
It's important, therefore, that the root causes of domestic violence are addressed in a holistic manner that takes into account the causes, victims, perpetrators, and sources of domestic violence.
The model was developed through a consultative process from cultural and religious groups, the police, family and child protection unit, as well as persons knowledgeable in psychosocial support.
Most counseling models now only work with the victim. Yet the victim is not the cause of the domestic violence. So this model proposes to work with both the perpetrator and the victim.
The Uganda Demographic and Health Survey 2011 shows that 60% of married women aged between 15 to 49 are reported to have experienced violence at the hand of their intimate partners. The model is expected to be utilized extensively in several institutions that help people out of domestic violence. Irene Namialo, NTV.
Thank you, Irene. Now, the Inspector General of Police, General Kale Kaihura, has restated the need for all police officers to declare their wealth to the Inspectorate of Government in a bid to promote transparency in the force. The police chief was speaking at the official opening of the annual strategic meeting of police at the Uganda Manufacturing Association Hall in Lugogo.
As one measure to assist in detecting who are taking bribes, all personnel of the force should declare their wealth. The wealth that they have and how they acquired it. You should be able to explain how he or she acquired the property to rule out possible illegal ways and also to protect you. Because, like me, every new building that comes in town is mine. I will be the first one to declare my assets, the little assets I have. Although I have already done so to the IGG. There was a very malicious story which appeared in some. I was not in the country with some, and I hope CID is really taking them on. Very, because I want them to show me where these properties are.
Students of the East African Civil Aviation Academy in Soroti have staged a sit-down strike over what they called inconsistency and the lack of transparency by the administration. Some of the students are complaining of spending 7 years doing courses that should have taken them 2 years instead.
These planes break down almost every day. Today when it's flying, tomorrow it has a different issue. For example, we have Sierra Leone. Where is it?
This one.
Right here.
It crashed May of 2012.
You must have
paid the claim, but still, the company has not come for it for repairs.
They've been cleared out here. Even Kilo Yankee Oscar right there. Plus we are working on them. With Sidenza is now been there for ages. If you can peep closely inside it.
Not flying. You're not flying? No. Why?
My instructor is on strike.
On strike.
And we're on hunger strike.
You are on hunger strike?
We students, cadets, we're on hunger strike.
How long now?
It's now the second day.
Friends are just like, fuck.
Don't run now.
You talk pathetic. You know government can fear you. Look at this place. Is that camera on?
And then they think it's them moving the people who are paid salary. As much as
you should also say something. These guys, they say money, we are waiting for money from the government. Yet we also pay tuition.
Where does our tuition go? Who applied to the Ministry of Works for a place in this school?
Sincerely.
We applied to the school, but still students have refused to fly. Instructors have refused to train. So we are in a dilemma and we need external intervention somehow.
Right.
Years are going.
We're now going to take a short break. NTV at 1 comes back with more news shortly.
Harris International Limited, the manufacturer of Reham Fantine, Reham Cola and Reham WhatsApp, informs every customer that the price of our 320 ml bottle has now been reduced from 1,000 to 800 shillings. Yes, for only 800 shillings, you can have a drink that's made for you. Remember, a 500 ml bottle is now only at 1,200 shillings. Reham, proudly Ugandan.
On the next episode of T Nation.
Catch the show before the show.
Loaded.
At 11 a.m. only on NTV.
T Nation.
Welcome back from the break. We start with the latest from the Constitutional Court, is that another judge has ruled against the 4 expelled NRM MPs as demanded by the NRM Disciplinary Committee. The acting Chief Justice Stephen Kavuma made his submission after the court resumed from a break. Let's move on now. The world's longest river that has its... let's bring you the footage now from the court on that issue.
And irreparable damage to the NRM party. Another most compelling reason that persuaded us to grant the petition applicants the rare remedy of a mandatory injunction they prayed for, even when all that was left was for court to pronounce its final judgment in the constitutional petitions before it, was the glaring illegality of an unconstitutional nature that was so clearly exhibited in the impugned acts and omissions of the Right Honourable Speaker of Parliament, those of the 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th respondents, and their conduct directed against the sovereignty of the people and the supremacy of the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda. The impugned acts, omissions and conduct signified to court a possible beginning of a most dangerous and highly undesirable development that could lead to an effective overthrow of the constitutional order that the people of Uganda established for themselves and their posterity through the promulgation of the 1995 Constitution,
Now, moving on, the world's longest river that has its source in Uganda provides mass opportunities as well as challenges. Now, the River Nile has the potential to provide the basin with food, energy and water, including security. Now, when riparian states converge here in Kampala tomorrow, they will be searching for cooperation on carrying out regional projects that can bring about development. The following news package focusing on the Nile will bring you views of different stakeholders on the Nile Day.
This year we are going to host what we call Nile Basin Day. This is a day which is celebrated every year to commemorate the day this initiative was established in 1999.
Back in 2007, the riparian countries agreed to celebrate this day annually at regional level in one of the member states, as well as in all member countries at national level. So the first Nile Basin Nile Day celebration took place in Kigali, Rwanda, and this is the S1 which is going to take place here in Kampala in Uganda on the 21st of February.
The first importance of this Nile Basin initiative is that it provides a platform on which member countries which benefit from a common resource can deliberate on issues affecting the utilization of this common resource.
And the mandate of the Nile Basin Initiative, the organization, is to implement strategic plans and programs agreed upon by the member states at basin-wide level as well as at subsidiary action level.
A shared resource like water is inherently dangerous when it is not regulated in its use and its development, because it is a potential source of conflict.
Right now, as I speak, we really don't have electricity. So that tells you what we are facing as basin citizens, because there is very little electricity which is available. But we haven't even tapped the potential that we have. We've only tapped 26% of the potential. So if these countries work together, they would be able to tap all this potential and share it.
I first of all appreciate the theme chosen by NBI. The theme is water and energy, national challenges, transboundary solutions. This theme is very important, is relevant to our program, especially the program known as WACDEP. WACDEP means Water Climate Development Program. It's a program which is focusing mainly on water and energy security. So this theme now falls under that particular program that we are running today.
We have power being transmitted to Tanzania right now as I'm talking to you. And if you are to go to Nkenda substation in western Uganda, power transmission are going to Bunya and Butembo in Democratic Republic of Congo. We have power going to Rwanda. That power trade arrangement is best managed when you have a cooperation arrangement.
So if we build interconnection lines and we share the electricity, then we'll be able to overcome some of the challenges that we face within the Nile. So I find it to be very relevant, and I call upon the governments within the Nile Basin to continue cooperating to find a solution to this energy challenge that we are having. And this Nile Day would be a very good opportunity for them to do that.
Once this interconnection is in place, then you can enjoy cheap power from whatever source. You can be assured that electricity will be available even when you have a shortage in your own country. You can be assured that the supplied electricity will be of high quality. It will be reliable, because in the event that you get any hitch in your own country, support can come in from any other part of the region.
Let's have now a look at what's happening in the world of sports. World number 7 Rory McIlroy was beaten at the 19th hole by American Harris English in round 2 of the WGC World Match Play in Arizona. And President Eric Cahill of Inter Milan says they are very close to completing a deal to sign Manchester United captain Nemanja Vidic.
Vidic becomes a free agent at the end of the season, with the Italian club keen to sign him. Vidic, who has been at Manchester United since 2006 after a £7 million move from Spartak Moscow, confirmed earlier this month he would be playing abroad once his contract with United expired this summer. Inter are 5th in Serie A, 11 points behind third-place Napoli, who hold the last qualifying spot for next season's Champions League. And the Serie A side, managed by Walter Mazzarri, are keen to strengthen their defense, having conceded more league goals this season than any other team currently in the top 6. McIlroy won 3 holes on the trot to lead by 1, but a 6 at the first extra hole handed victory to English. The top-ranked man in the field, world number 3 Henrik Stenson, lost 4 and 3 to 2010 Open champion Louis Oosthuizen. US Open champion Justin Rose, the final Englishman left in the event, lost at the 20th hole to veteran Arnie Els. McIlroy, runner-up in 2012, played some sparkling iron shots in the closing stages against 24-year-old English, who comprehensively beat Lee Westwood 5 and 3 on day 1.
That's it in sports, but just before we go, police in Kampala are holding a man in connection with the extortion of 15 million shillings from a 65-year-old nurse who is accused of infecting a 2-year-old baby with HIV. It's infected blood. The man has, however, denied the allegations. He's being held at the Central Police Station. Now that brings us to the end of NTV at ONE. We'll definitely be bringing you details on that story as and when we get the required footage. But coming up next is Omomori, Aaron Darin, David Rumasi and Ismail Dakawach. We'll bring you the latest in the world of sports.
NTV, turning on your world.
Born on the 1st of June in 1937, Morgan Freeman is one of the contemporary screen's most accomplished supporting players and lead characters. He is a driven man with an amazing talent as an actor, which fans across the globe and the media alike have come to admire.
Let's not dwell on my youthful offenses, Mrs. Cubic. What do you want?
His career surely is one that can be dwelled upon. Morgan has brought dignity as well as brilliance to a wide array of movie roles. His trademark aura of quiet strength and calm to his insistent dignity has made him become one of the most sought-after and respected actors in Hollywood.
Justice is military music is the music, Mrs. Cubic.
It's so fun to see Morgan play a really crotchety, bitter, cynical character because everyone knows about the poise and the innate elegance that always illuminates the screen in his movies. So it's nice to see you be cratty.
Long before today's moviegoers knew his face, he was